the new CDC director. Her name is Rochelle Walensky. She's been in this position for 2 months. 2 months she's been the CDC director. She had a press conference yesterday, part of the White House, a COVID response task force team. Dr. Fauci was there, of course. And now she's out there literally saying that COVID, which has been around for a year, COVID, which, we've seen the downward trend, COVID, all these people, how many millions of people here in Florida and around the country. Now, Joe Biden's got 100 million shots in arms in the next 50 days. He wants 100 million more shots in the arms. There's 3, count them, 3 FDA-approved vaccines that are being delivered every single day. And yet COVID is still a big problem, according to Rochelle Walensky. This was her yesterday at the White House.
I'm going to pause here. I'm going to lose the script. And I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom.
Impending doom. Impending doom. This is the message that the director of the Center of Disease Control wants to send out her second month in office. She's going to lose the script. Also someone that works for Joe Biden should never, ever do. You definitely want to stay on script. And she's going to talk about this feeling she has of impending doom.
Impending doom.
I mean, can you imagine? This is the leader of the organization who's in charge of mitigating this pandemic. She's there to work diligently and to keep people optimistically looking forward to make sure that we battle and beat COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever. And she's out there saying, I wake up every day and I have this feeling of impending doom.
Impending doom.
I mean, that is not a good bedside manner. I'm sorry. And she goes on. There's more. She goes on to say she's like, basically, she's in fear for her life.
We have so much to look forward to, so much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope. But right now, I'm scared.
She's scared. She's scared. This is the leader of the CDC. And she has a feeling of impending doom. She's scared. There's something else she said about being.
I know that feeling of nausea when you read the crisis standards of care and you wonder whether there are going to be enough ventilators to go around and who's going to make that choice.
Okay, so now she's feeling nauseous. So she feels doomed. She's scared and she's nauseous. I don't feel like she's got the constitution for this job. I don't feel like she's got the physical fortitude for such a high important place in the United States of America at this moment. During a pandemic, you don't want the director of the Center for Disease Control to be scared and fearful and feeling like there's this impending sense of doom and nauseous. You need somebody who's, let's be honest, just less emo. But, she says she knows what happens when COVID runs rampant.
I know what it's like as a physician to stand in that patient room, gowned, gloved, masked, shielded, and to be the last person to touch someone else's loved one because their loved one couldn't be there.
I heard this and I thought to myself, if she's in there, gowned, gloved, masked, and shielded, and she's the last person touching a loved one's arm because their loved one couldn't be there, if she's in there, masked, gloved, gowned, gloved, masked, and shielded, touching someone's relative, why couldn't the relative be in there, gowned, gloved, masked, and shielded? What's the difference between her and this loved one's daughter or son or husband or wife? If your husband or wife is dying of COVID and it's okay for the director of the CDC to go in there gowned and gloved and masked and shielded, why can't I go in there? Why can't you? Why can't the loved ones see each other? Obviously, they're not sitting alone. Somebody's getting in. But she's just trying to make you fearful. She's trying to make you fearful that even though you're vaccinated, even though you wear a mask, even though it's been a year, even though your governor says there's no more mask mandate, even though you can go to the beach or Disney World or to the Super Bowl, even though you can do all those things, you shouldn't because there's impending doom and this thing's not over.
And so I'm asking you to just hold on a little longer, to get vaccinated when you can, so that all of those people that we all love will still be here when this pandemic ends.
When you get up on national television at a White House press conference as the director of the Center of Disease Control and say, hey, guys, I'm going to go off script for a second. We're all doomed. I feel like, maybe A, you should have stuck on script, and maybe B, we find somebody else for the job. Because I feel like she's just not up to the task.